Welcome everyone to this explainer. Today, we're diving into the absolute game changer that is morning discipline, and we're looking at it specifically through the lens of a top-tier success coach. If you've ever felt like there just aren't enough hours in the day to build the life you actually want, well, we're going to break down exactly how leveraging a very specific window of time can literally transform everything.
So think about this. What if you could change your life, just 2 hours at a time? It sounds almost too simple, doesn't it? Kind of like a gimmick. But today, we aren't dealing in empty motivation. We're going to answer this by looking at undeniable proof of concept. We're going to explore the incredibly powerful real-world story of a guy named Thomas, and then we'll unpack the exact step-by-step framework his success coach gave him to achieve a massive life overhaul.
Let's kick things off with Section 1, the Night Guard's transformation, from hopeless to lead accountant.
And this brilliantly illustrates the sheer scale of the change we're talking about here. Before taking this coach's challenge, Thomas was working as a night guard. He had no degree, no clear path forward, and frankly, he felt completely hopeless. Fast forward, and that exact same guy is a skilled, highly confident lead accountant. I mean, that isn't just a slight career pivot, right? That is a fundamental identity shift. How on earth do you cross that massive canyon? Well, the answer lies entirely in what he decided to do before the sun came up.
The pace of his progress once he committed was just incredibly rapid. By month 2 of waking up early, Thomas had knocked out 3 entire online courses in accounting and Excel. Plus, he was actually losing weight from his daily morning walks. Meanwhile, most of us can barely figure out how to operate the coffee machine at that hour. By month 3, he took those brand new skills and created a simple Excel spreadsheet that organized his company's entire warehouse inventory, which was something they had literally never done properly. And if we jump ahead just 1 year, he is the lead accountant and he saved enough money to move his mother to town and get her proper medical care. All of this incredible momentum was generated simply by building his skills while the rest of the world was fast asleep.
You know, about a month or 2 into his journey, Thomas's coworkers actually started to notice something was different about him. He looked physically healthier, his mind was visibly sharper, and his overall confidence had totally skyrocketed. When they asked him what changed, he just smiled and gave them the simple answer: I am changing my life 2 hours at a time. It wasn't magic, guys. It was dedicated, focused, compounding effort.
Which leads us to the dramatic climax of his initial challenge. On day 87 of Thomas's 5 a.m. journey, literally just 3 days shy of completing his 90-day commitment, his supervisor called him into the office. Because of that spreadsheet he built, they realized he had self-taught bookkeeping skills and deeply understood their operations. The result? Promoted, double his salary, moved to the day shift, a complete life rescue, all triggered by teaching himself software at 5 in the morning. Absolutely wild.
That evening, Thomas excitedly called his mentor, Mr. Chun, the success coach who originally challenged him to start waking up in the first place. He proudly announced he hadn't missed a single 5 a.m. wake-up and just got promoted. And Mr. Chun, bursting with pride, delivered this absolutely crucial piece of advice. He said, "Do not stop waking at 5 a.m. That is not a strategy. That is your life now. This is the pivotal moment where an action actually becomes an identity. It's not a temporary tactic to get a promotion. It's the permanent foundation of a successful life."
All right, let's dive into how this actually works. In Section 2, the power of 5 a.m., winning the morning. The success coach defines the 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. window as a sanctuary. Just think about it for a second. At 5 a.m., the world is in a state of absolute quiet. Your phone isn't buzzing with group chats. There are no emergency emails from your boss. There's no traffic noise outside. On top of that, your cognitive willpower is at its absolute peak because your mind is completely fresh from sleep. You haven't suffered any decision fatigue yet. It is literally the perfect sterile environment for deep, uninterrupted work.
And honestly, this is exactly why successful leaders wake early. CEOs, professional athletes, top-tier performers, they don't wake up at 5 a.m. because they're superhuman. They do it because they deeply understand a core principle. Winning the morning equates to winning the day. The difference between where you are and where you want to be isn't purely talent or luck. It's how you utilize the time that everyone else is literally sleeping away. It's about doing the hard, focused work that actually changes your path before the chaos of the day even begins.
So, how do we do this? Let's accelerate a bit and get into Section 3, your 90-day morning challenge, the 3-step playbook. Okay, we've seen the proof, we understand the mechanics, now let's talk action. Here are your 3 non-negotiable steps straight from the coach's playbook. Step 1. Set your alarm for exactly 5 a.m., not 5:15, not 5:30, and you must put your phone across the room so you physically have to stand up to turn it off, no matter how much you might want to throw a pillow at it. Step 2. Decide what you're going to build in that first hour. Is it a new skill, a certification, a business idea? Choose just one thing and commit to it relentlessly for 90 days. And Step 3. Protect your 9 p.m. bedtime. This is absolutely vital. You cannot sustainably wake up early if you're going to sleep late.
The coach makes a brilliant observation right here. He says, sleep is not your enemy. Wasted evenings are. You are essentially trading the endless, mindless scrolling and Netflix binges of the evening, when your brain is already totally fried anyway, for purposeful, energetic mornings where you are actively building a skill or a business. You're simply moving your free time from the least productive part of your day to the most productive part of your day. Makes sense, right?
And that leads us to section 4, the ultimate daily choice: consistency over time.
Now, the coach is super honest about the 90-day result. If you do this every single day for 3 months, look, maybe you won't become a millionaire right away. Maybe you won't get a double salary promotion on day 87 like Thomas did, but you will fundamentally become someone different. You will grow mentally stronger. You will forge ironclad discipline. You'll become vastly more capable. And frankly, a person with those character traits is a person who can eventually achieve absolutely anything they set their mind to.
Think about Thomas for a second. The guy started with practically nothing. He had no degree to lean on, no wealthy connections, and absolutely zero startup capital. All he had was a choice to set an alarm and get to work. Now, if you're watching this explainer right now, it means you have an internet connection, you have access to limitless education online, and you have opportunity. You literally have more resources at your fingertips right now than he did when he started. The only excuse left is whether or not you're willing to make the choice.
A whole year later, when Thomas had fully settled into his role as a lead accountant and completely transformed his family's life, his coworkers asked him why he still kept waking up at 5 a.m. After all, he'd already made it, right? And Thomas gave them this brilliant insight. He said, success is not a destination, it is a daily practice. For him, those 2 hours had become sacred. It was his time to read business books, plan his future, and just continue to grow. He understood that the daily practice of waking up and owning the morning is the true victory.
Which brings us to the final, ultimate question for you to really ponder today. When that alarm goes off tomorrow morning, what are you going to do? Will you use the incredible opportunity you've been given to build your life? Or will you hit snooze tomorrow and wonder 5 years from now why nothing has changed? Your future self is waiting on the other side of that alarm clock. Do not make them wait another day. Thank you so much for joining me in this explainer. I really hope this sparked a fire, and I'll catch you next time.